What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Rising Above Adversity, AFC Bournemouth, and here today we have the start of a brand new series. Of course, it is now my third season in charge of AFC Bournemouth, my second in the Premier League. If you missed the last two episodes, we wrapped up the 2015-16 season, and then there was another episode where I kind of done a little mini season review / news update episode. If you missed any of those, I'll put a link for the series playlist in the description. You can go and check out those episodes as well as any other episodes that you may have missed in the series so far. But of course, as it is, the start of a new season, I need to talk you through what has happened during the summer in terms of transfers, because I know that's what you all want to see. I'll talk about these kind of pending transfers a little bit later on, but first of all, let's get to the deals that have happened and look at that first one. The first player to join us this summer was Sami Khedira from Real Madrid for 5.2 million. Yes, Bundesliga, La Liga, Champions League winner Sami Khedira is now a Bournemouth player. I mean, I couldn't quite believe it when we was making the deal, but he seemed delighted to be coming to Bournemouth. You can see here, pleased to have joined Bournemouth. And yeah, I feel like we've got a bit of bargain there. Of course, he is 29 years old now, but for that box-to-box midfield role that I was looking for during the summer, he is perfect. He's got the work rate, the teamwork, the stamina, the fitness, just all round, physically and mentally, he's fantastic. Of course, technically, he's not the greatest of players, but as I said, for that box-to-box midfield role, he really is perfect, and I cannot wait to see him in the Bournemouth midfield. Moving on, after Sami Khedira, so we signed Sami Khedira, the kind of experienced player. Next was a youngster coming in, a regen called Sylvain Bayemi from Anderlecht for £3 million. Now, I paid a little bit more than I wanted to, but he's someone that could become, a decent fullback. I mean, I couldn't see his full attributes before I signed him, but from what I could see, he looked decent. Just turned 16 years of age. 16 years old, sorry. So you can see his birthday's on the 2nd of July, so he's literally just turned 16. So we'll see how he develops over the coming years, but he could be a decent addition for us. And moving on, we've got Joaquin Correa from Sampdoria for £5 million. Technically, this guy is fantastic. You can see, look at the dribbling, the first touch, passing technique. It says he's naturally a left winger, set to inside forward. I'll be looking to play him in central midfield as an advanced playmaker. I'll show you his attributes there for that role. He fits it really well. The first touch passing technique is really good. Needs a little bit of work on some of the mental attributes, but in my opinion, he could be a fantastic player. 22 years old, only £5 million we paid for him. If I show you his previous years at Sampdoria, on the face of it, it doesn't look good at all. It looks terrible, in fact. But if I just show you, Sampdoria just were not playing him at all. He made 13 appearances in the league last season. Every single one was off the bench. And in the previous year as well, very limited opportunities for him. So hopefully with regular game time, he can really improve here and, perform well. Moving on, we had a familiar face coming back to the club for this year and many years to come, hopefully. Mauricio Isla is back on a permanent deal. I mentioned in the previous episode that I was looking to do a deal for him, but I let him go back to Juventus because it would have allowed us to get him on a cheaper fee than the agreed one that we had on him. So he's coming in 1.5 million, done well for us last season. Couldn't really find better option for him in that right back spot. So I was more than happy to sign him. His wages are not too ridiculous, £30,000 a week, and we can more than afford that. If you saw the previous episodes, financially we're doing fantastic at the moment. But Hervin on Gender was the next signing, 4.5 million from PSG in the last year of his contract. So I was tempted to kind of try and wait to see if we could get him on a free next year, but there was a number of clubs putting in bids for him, so I had to kind of move quickly in that regards and get him snapped up straight away. As I said, 21 years old, really fantastic prospect, only on 20k a week, so I'm really excited about his potential to develop at the club. We needed a kind of another striker or another couple of strikers as our backup strikers, or our options up front were not fantastic last season. Of course, we had Will Keane and Callum Wilson, who were brilliant, but beyond that, our options were quite poor, so I needed to strengthen in that area. But Kieran Gibbs was the next signing on loan from Arsenal for the season. We have a future fee of 4.1 million agreed on him if he does well this season. Of course, Brian Oviedo was on loan here last season. I was looking to maybe sign him on a free transfer, but when Kieran Gibbs became available, I felt like this was a much better move to make. Premier League experience is there, of course, at Arsenal, and yeah, I'm generally quite excited about how he will do for us. Of course, not fantastic in terms of his kind of positioning, which I always look for in a fullback, but in other areas he's physically very good, has the stamina, the pace, to get up and down the pitch. Crossing's not too bad, decent dribbling, and decent technique and tackling as well, so he should be pretty good for us. Can also play on the left wing as well, so if we do need him in a more advanced area, he can do that. More Premier League experience on loan as well this season in the form of Lucas Leiva from Liverpool. Of course, the holding midfielder, 29 years old. We've obviously got Juraj Kuka, the Slovakian, who's kind of very similar to Lucas Leiva in terms of that kind of ball-winning midfielder. But of course, Kuka had a lot of discipline problems last season and got sent off 5 times, I believe, last season. So we cannot have a player starting week in, week out who's got those kind of discipline problems. Hopefully Lucas Leiva will not, be that kind of player, and he will perform well for us. He looks very good, tackling is good, aggression, positioning, all good for that ball-winning midfield role. And then we've got the last signing that we've done so far. Of course, I'm going to talk about some deals that maybe are in the works at the moment, where we've got Nikusa Stancu from Steaua Bucharest for 4.5 million. This is a player I'm really excited about. Of course, Luis Jimenez, you may have noticed, has left on a free transfer, but this guy is a big upgrade on him, in my opinion. Had a lot of clubs interested in him, but he chose to come to Bournemouth, and I'm delighted with that. You can see he can play in so many different positions. He can play it all across the midfield, and he can even play up front. So, we've got a lot of options with this guy, but he'll be playing just behind the strikers, and yeah, I think he could have a big future at the club. But those are the deals that have been, completed so far. You can see 8 players coming in for an outlay of 24.5 million. In terms of the players going out, I mentioned Thomas Callas has left the club to go back to Chelsea. Of course, we only signed him last summer from Chelsea, and we've made a just over 10 million profit on him in one season. Craig Davis has left the club to go to Burnley for £500,000. Didn't play at all last season for us. Was alright for us in the Championship, but it's just not good enough at this level. A lot of these players, you may notice, were kind of a part of our Championship promotion season. The likes of Elliot Ward, Mark Pugh, they've gone on free transfers. Tokyo Laranti's left the club on a free. Tommy Elphick, the captain, has departed from the club. 28 years old now, just not really that good enough for the Premier League. He's gone to Birmingham, and Junior Stanislas has also left the club for £200,000. These players kind of enter in the last year of their contract, so I was just happy to kind of get some money for them. But let me move back to the pending deals that we've got here. And we've got Zach Clough. Now, I've actually withdrawn this offer. I had a fee agreed with him for around 6.5-7 million, I think it was. But I noticed he's in the last year of his contract, and I've actually unsettled him by putting in bids for him. Of course, Bolton are in the Championship at the moment. He looks a really fantastic prospect, 21 years old. So I'll maybe look to visit that next year. I'll definitely be looking to visit that when his contract runs out at the end of the year, if he does in fact decide to leave on a free transfer. So that one is on the back burner for now, but you probably will hear a little bit more about Zach Clough in the next year or so. We've also got a deal agreed for Emmanuel Mamana. That's going to take some getting used to. Mamana. I can't explain the amount of players that I tried to sign this summer whose work permit got rejected. I mean, it was so frustrating. I think I've tried to sign about 3 different centre-backs from River Plate. First of all, I went in for Balanta, but he actually, in fact, chose to go to Monaco instead of us. I tried to sign... I'm not sure the name of the other centre-back, if I can find him quickly. No, taking too long. Pezzella, I think his name was. Pezzella. His work permit got rejected. I've got a deal agreed for Mamana. That's gonna be so hard to say. Emmanuel. I'm calling him Emmanuel. We've got a deal agreed for Emmanuel for 5.25 million. Obviously, you can see there the work permit decision is being made as we speak. One more day and we get to find out if he will sign. 20 years old. He looks an absolutely fantastic prospect. He could develop into an amazing centre-back, in my opinion. He's already got one cap for Argentina as well. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that deal. And another deal that has been done, this guy will be joining us on the 22nd of August when he turns 18, is the one of Lee Sung-young from Suwon in South Korea. Now, I spent the summer kind of looking through clubs in other, like, not obscure countries, but looking basically through all different nations, trying to find some gems, some good regions that I could kind of pluck for cheap fees. And then this guy appeared when I was looking in one of the South Korean youth teams. I mean, just look at him. Obviously, I can't see his full attributes, but he's a centre back, and you can kind of see all the attributes for a centre back already. He's 17 years old. He's got between 17 and 20 heading, between 14 and 17 marking, tackling 17 to 20. Strength 13 to 16, and between 16 and 19 for jumping reach. 17 years old. And kind of what made my mind up to go in for this deal is when I looked at the clubs that were actually interested in him. AC Milan wanted him. Roma actually put in a bid for him, so he chose us over Roma. And Shakhtar Donetsk, yes, that was it. That Shakhtar Donetsk were interested in him. And you can see at 17 years old, he's already playing regular football in South Korea. It shows kind of rating so far. He's doing really well in South Korea already at the age of 17. I'm really excited about this guy. We've agreed for 1.3 million deal for him. So I just can't wait to see, when he comes in, I'll get to look at his full attributes, because in my opinion, I feel like just looking at these attributes already, we could have an absolute gem on our hands. But obviously we will see, how he looks when he does join the club. But that's it for the transfers. That's the kind of transfers dealings all done now. Of course, those couple of players there that are going to be coming in. I'm also looking to add another striker to the team. I feel like we need another striker, but that's something I'm going to look to do. Of course, I'll keep you guys up to date with that. But here are our finances. Still fantastic. We've got 36 million in the bank still have 17.3 million to spend if I wish to do so. Of course, the deal for Emmanuel and Lee Sung-young, was it? Yeah, Lee Sung-young will take some of that budget away, but we'll still have money to spend if we feel like we need to add players in January maybe. So that's really pleasing, that the financial situation of the club is in a very, very good shape at the moment. But that's it for now. That's all the kind of summer business kind of concluded now. So let's get to the team sheet for today's game against Tottenham in the Premier League. Of course, the start of a brand new season. Not sure how Spurs' team is shaping up for the new season. But this is our team. We're going with a 4-4-2 diamond system for this season. I kind of tried it a bit last season. I really want to go with this system for this season. Of course, was playing kind of 4-4-2, a variety of different systems this season. I kind of want to stick to one system this year and kind of develop that. But in goal, we've got Artur Boruc. Defence, we've got Mauricio Isla, Steve Cook, Danny Wilson and Kieran Gibbs, Lucas Leiva, Sami Khedira for his debut, Harry Arter and Nikusa Stanku in midfield. And up front, we've got Hervin Ongenda and Will Keane. Callum Wilson only on the bench for this one. You can see his fitness conditioning is not great at the moment on the bench as well. I also forgot to mention this guy, Bailey Cargill, someone who's a Bournemouth come through the Bournemouth youth system. He's been out on loan for the previous 2 seasons. So you can see he done alright at Rochdale in the first season. Last season he done pretty well as well in the Scottish Premiership at Aberdeen. I brought him into the first team setup. Of course, he still needs a lot of work, but he's only 20 years old. And as a Bournemouth youth player, I kind of wanted to integrate him into the first team, give someone who's coming from the youth system a chance to develop at the club and hopefully become an important player for the club as well. But apart from that, not too much to talk about. We've got Kuka suspended for this one. Of course, he got sending off towards the end of last season. Ole Christian, as I mentioned, got that damaged cruciate ligament injury. How long has he got left out? So 2 to 4 months more out injured for him. That, of course, our record signing. And the new signing, Joaquin Correa, as well, is that I believe that's the Olympics. Probably is, but he's back in 7 days' time. So we'll get to see him in action soon. But apart from that, there's no much to talk about. So let's get into this game against Spurs today. Hoping for a positive result. Of course, it is the first game of the season. Not going to be easy against Spurs. Interestingly, they've got Marcelo Bielsa in charge at the moment. Have a quick look at their team. Doesn't look too different. I mean, well, they've got the likes of Phil Jones in there. Christian Eriksen is still there. Lamela, Doumbia up front. But apart from that, not too many, shocking transfers or whatever that they've done. But we'll see. We'll see how we do. This season is going to be really important for us. I'll be interested to actually know what you guys think about the transfers. Who do you think was our best signing this season, this summer? Sorry, I'm kind of torn on it at the moment. There's quite a few players who I feel like was the best one. It's kind of hard for me to pick that. But I would be interested to know what you guys think about our transfers during the summer. Of course, I didn't go crazy spending money. We had a lot of money to spend for kind of our club, but I still went and kind of bargained. But I feel like we got a lot of bargains in there. And this is really a team that should be in the top half this season, in my opinion. Of course, my bold expectations is to consolidate ourselves in the Premier League. Now, the quality that we've got in this squad is much, much better than just consolidating in the Premier League. This, as I said, is definitely a team that should be, pushing in the top half. As we see Sami Khedira there, one of the top signings this summer on the ball at the moment. Doesn't manage to find a cross. Isla plays it back to him though. Can he find a cross? No, he plays it back to Isla. Just passing it around nicely at the moment, trying to find the gaps, but Isla loses the ball and Spurs could be on the attack. Of course, Doumbia is going to be a real danger man, but Lucas Leiva in there, that's the kind of role, just mopping up any danger that's coming towards that back four. Stanku plays in the ball to Hervin, on gender there. On his Premier League debut, just 2 minutes into the game, and we lead against Spurs. The two new signings linking up there, and Marvin knocks it into the back of the net to give us that lead. Fantastic start. Hopefully we can kick on, but again, Doumbia on the ball doesn't have too much support just yet, but he plays it all the way back to Abate Lamela. He will look to the run at the back for a real danger man, of course. Fantastic player in Football Manager. Doumbia on the ball off the post. And Steve Cook manages to get to the ball before Chadley does. But the danger signs are there for Spurs, as Ongenda is in there again. It was a bit of a scramble in there in the box, but it falls straight to the feet of Ongenda. And less than 10 minutes into his Premier League debut, and he's got 2 goals. And what a fantastic start. You can see Stanku has had a fantastic start as well to the game. And we're blitzing Spurs just coming up to half an hour now. Kind of wasn't expecting us to be starting the game this quickly, but wow, incredible stuff so far. Lamela on the ball though, they've still got that danger, but they don't seem to be committing men, forward at a fast pace. But Doumbia's picked up the ball here on the edge of the box, blocked by Steve Cook. Crescito will whip it in, and Lamela's there at the back post. Kieran Gibbs allows him to waltz in there at the back post. And he pulls one back for Spurs, so a very entertaining first half as Sami Khedira picks up a knock, hopefully not too affected by that. And Kieran Gibbs has picked up a knock as well, so 2 knocks in quick succession there, that's not ideal. But heading towards half time now, Ongenda, 2 goals, puts us 2-1 up in this first game in the Premier League season. Couldn't have asked for more so far. Steve Cook seems to be really struggling out there at the moment, but I haven't got too many options. Of course, I said I've got those kind of 2 deals for the centre backs agreed. Mamana and Lee Sung Yong, the Korean young centre back. Those are 2 centre backs coming in. So apart from that, at the moment I don't have the kind of options there. But hopefully we do not concede an equaliser before half-time. Moussa Dembele plays it to Lamela. Lamela seems to be everywhere at the moment. He's been the real danger man for Spurs so far, making everything happen. We haven't seen too much of Christian Eriksen, but I hope as I'd say that he doesn't just pull something out of the bag, plays it back to Abate. This could be dangerous. Christian Eriksen, they're patiently probing here. There could be a chance, and Doumbia makes it 2-2, and after such a fantastic start, we've allowed Spurs to get a grip of the game and come right back into it. Oh, that's really disappointing. At least we should have held out till half-time there. I'll tell the players they've been unlucky so far, but a frustrating half, or enter the half anyway. Steve Cook really underperforming there, and centre-back, you can see he's got a 6 rating at the moment. So I'll leave him on for a little bit. We'll leave those players with knocks on at the minute. They don't seem to be too affected. Sami Khedira and Kieran Gibbs. And hopefully we don't allow Spurs to really take control of this game and win it kind of comfortably. We need to start off the second half. Hopefully we can start off how we started off the first half, on the front foot, and kind of looking to put Spurs, put the pressure on Spurs. But half an hour coming up now. Not too many highlights so far in the second half, but possibly a chance here on Gender, looking for his hat-trick. Plays it to Sami Khedira. Harry Arter on the ball to Stanku. Will Keane back to Harry Arter. Harry Arter still in the team, of course, one of our main men in that championship promotion season. Still here at the club. And done really well in the Premier League last season, actually. But Stanku on the ball. Lamela's been causing so many problems for us in this game. Look at that ball we just played out, but thankfully it's intercepted. Isla to Stanku. Can he find a pass? He does, out wide to Isla. Can he whip in the ball? Not too many options, but he plays it to Ongenda. And Ongenda, on his Premier League debut, has a hat-trick. Fantastic stuff from the man there. The new signing from Paris Saint-Germain. 21 years old, and hopefully we do not mess this up now. Half an hour to go, and the ball's played to Christian Eriksen. I said Christian Eriksen hasn't done too much in the game, and there he does pop up with the equalising goal. 3-3. What a game this is. God, it's not good for me, but I guess for you guys, watching this kind of game is exciting. But I'm going to make some changes now. 20 minutes left to go in the game. I'm going to take off Will Keane. Hasn't had too much effect on the game. I'll bring on Callum Wilson, and I'll bring on, I'm not really sure here, to be honest. Harry Arter's not having the... Actually, I'll bring off Sami Khedira. Khedira's been struggling with an injury for a little bit now. So I'll bring on Sami Khedira. I'll bring on Andrew Sermon in his place. And I'll also bring on Sean Kavanagh for Kieran Gibbs, who also has a knock. 20 minutes to go now. A point against Spurs on the first day of the season would not be the worst result. Of course, Spurs, I think they finished 5th in the league, or 6th last season. I'm not quite sure. So a point wouldn't be the worst result. But after, taking the lead, 2-0 lead in the first half, and Ongenda with the ball here. Ongenda is on a one-man mission here. He's got 4 goals on his Premier League debut. This is ridiculous stuff. Now I'm tempted to shut up shop because, of course, we've thrown away 2 leads in this game. So I am very tempted to shut up shop here. I don't want to do it while there's an attack going on, as Lamela picks up the ball. He's got the space, but he doesn't find the pass, thankfully. Cleared by Sean Kavanagh. Ongenda up there. 4 goals on his Premier League debut. Wow. Isla regains possession for us. Can he find the pass? He's probably going to have to go long, but he doesn't manage to get it over the left back there. I'm really, really tempted to shut up shop, and I think I am now. I'm going to change after this attack. I do not want to change anything while Spurs are on the attack. Lamela picks up the ball, drifting past a couple of players there. Dembele with the shot, and Chadley hits the post, and Doumbia hits the post, and it's a massive scramble, and I've got to shut up shop now. That is it. That is the sign for me to go and shut up shop. Spurs have a lot of attacking talent. I'm going to waste time, lower the tempo, be more disciplined, and hopefully we can hold out on this one now. And Ongenda can be a hero. Stanku's had an absolutely fantastic debut as well. Defensively, we've been terrible, but those 2 men there, you can see it. 9.6 and 9 rating have been absolutely sensational, but there's still time to go, and Spurs are on the attack. Lamela again, drifting past the man there and gets his shot away. Thankfully, Artur Buric is there to deny him. But Spurs, 27 shots in the game, dominated possession, so they may feel like they've been a bit unlucky to kind of lose this game. But the man on gender has been the difference between the two sides. What a fantastic debut, and he could be in again here, denied by Phil Jones. But seconds to go, hopefully, maybe another chance for ourselves. Thank you with the ball over the top will be dealt with easily by Eric Dyer. 1 more minute to go in this first Premier League game. What a way to start off the season, though. An absolute thriller to kick off our Premier League campaign. Of course, defensively was defense was a quite a kind of issue for us last season. We conceded a lot of goals. This season, well, I wanted to kind of tighten up the defence, but judging off this performance, it won't happen as Lamela picks up the ball and thankfully he's offside. He was in so much space there. But that should be it. The full-time whistle does go on this first day of the season. It ends Bournemouth 3, Tottenham Hotspurs. Bournemouth 4. Sorry, what is wrong with me? Bournemouth 4, Tottenham Hotspur 3. Hervin on gender with a 4 goals in the game. Incredible. I can't even speak properly. I'm speechless. But wow, what a debut. What a debut. Of course, we tried our best to throw it away, kind of, but we've came through it now. And that puts us in 4th position. Of course, this first day of the season, you don't pay too much attention to the league table. But to start off with a win against Spurs is very, very pleasing for me. And hopefully we can kind of kick on for this season. Tammy Khedira is out for 6 to 8 days. That's not too long, so not too bad there. Let's have a look at the fixtures that we've got coming up and see where we'll come back. So we've got Southampton coming up next. I won't live com that one, but of course that is a bit of a rivalry there. I'll probably come back for the Chelsea game, maybe. I'm not too sure. I think I may come back for the Chelsea game. But if you've enjoyed this episode, please do leave a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel just yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's been the Halfback, and I'll see you guys very soon.